10/23/2016, Sunday. I'm actually working on this new format here, just messing around with a couple of different things. Figured I'd do another video, because there's a lot of important things to talk about these days. And what I wanted to mention or discuss was this build-up that we see with these Russian forces and American United States forces. We've seen a lot of rhetoric being thrown back and forth. You have Duterte, Philippine president, talking trash about Obama, talking trash about the UN, talking trash about the United States interference in global affairs, and just the rhetoric that he's using. It's actually sort of comedic. I mean, I like the guy. I wish that more people would talk like that, because I think if more people really expressed how they felt, we get a lot more accomplished. And, you know, that's one of the things behind political correctness is censorship. They're just trying to censor true discussion, true format, true thinking. So, back to the Russia-Chinese thing. Both of these sides have extremely advanced weaponry. They have extremely advanced tactics. I would want to say that the Russians probably have the edge, especially in the conventional standardized military. They have a much better Air Force. They've got a much better Navy. Granted, the United States has more ships, probably more planes, but the Russians have a lot of high-tech advantages. For example, I think this was about 2 years ago, there was a drone that they flew over a Navy cruiser battleship in the Black Sea or around that area. And the drone disabled the whole ship. The ship was dead in the water. Russia has also deactivated United States high-tech radar devices and rendered the radar ineffective. And they've done extremely low flybys. And that's been posted on YouTube, and it's gone around the globe. So as far as that is concerned, I think that the United States is outmatched. But we got to understand that both these sides have black ops. They have things that you and I and the majority of the people on this planet have never seen, probably could never vision, and probably could never conceive of. And I have a feeling that things of that nature might break out. You're already starting to see a little bit of it transpire with these recent hacks that have happened with Amazon and Reddit and Twitter and PayPal. You've already seen other types of banking shutdowns in access, United States shutting down the RT accounts. And I think that if these two get into it, I think it's going to go in that direction. I think that they're, or at least the Russians per se, want to keep it out of that conventional World War II, World War I style where 60 million people get slaughtered, etc., etc. So what I'm trying to point out is that as we go forward in time, we probably are going to see some pretty phenomenal, unexplainable things that happen in the same meme or approach as the hacks or the bank account shutdown of RT, and who knows where it could go. But I think it's going to stay out of the conventional public eye. And if we start to see crazy light shows at night over certain cities, I know that UFO activity has been peaking over the last few months as far as sightings, as far as visual contacts, confrontations, shows, so to speak, appearances. And I think that has to do with this black ops level. Because you have to remember, and not a lot of people know this, before Russia fell into its economic turmoil, or before the Soviet Union fell into its economic turmoil and turned back into Russia a few decades ago, the United States and Russia had joint space programs that they actively shared information and intelligence and discoveries back and forth with one another. It was an active thing that went on. And they were working on some very high-tech things back then. What happened is that as the collapse of the Soviet Union happened, Russia reemerged. I believe that Putin was able to distance himself, kick out the Americans, including the Rothschild banking system. And I think that was the severing of the space unity or black ops program sharing unity of the Russians and the Americans, United States. And I think that they've been really at each other's necks since then. It's been rumored that Reagan was the one, or the Reagan era was the one that funneled the economic juice to collapse the Soviet Union, and it was a deleterious move on the part of the Americans. But what happened was the Russians became independent from that confrontation or that aggressive maneuvering. So, getting back to the main point, if there are some strange anomalies that continue to happen, just keep this in mind, that it's probably the United States and Russia using their high-tech stuff to, I guess, duke it out, fight it out. World War III is not going to happen. It's not going to be a conventional war. It's not going to be a conventional 60 million people dying like World War I or World War II. I just want to reiterate that. But just keep this in mind as we go forward and as these strange things, potentially unexplainable things, continue to happen and transpire and become apparent in the media and alternative media. So I just wanted to point this out, test my little video setup I got going here. Okay, 10:23 Sunday. Thanks, guys.